What's going on here? Man, how long is
We're
this?
fine.
Ooh, 49 minutes. We are making progress.
Woo-hoo!
Considering whenever it is I read with somebody else, it's usually just 49 minutes of us rambling and we're still on the same chapter. Sir, are we satisfied? Have we found a place on the floor other than trying to climb into my lab? Are we satisfied now? Are we happy? Of course not. You're gonna come up here and rub up against my ankles again for the 4th time.
Yep.
Because cats.
Because cats.
Oh man. Oh man.
The plot is thickening.
Yes, and there hasn't been a time moment, so there we go. That's a plus. Or another chapter explaining that so-and-so's siblings are bad because they poked her in the a few times. Oh lord. In the back of your head, you were like, what fan fiction have you been reading?
No, because that pops up in like supernatural fan fiction every once in a while. I'm like, you don't need to explain. Like we all know what we're doing here. Like, you don't need to explain unless it's an AU. You don't need to explain the personalities. We know them.
Thank you for cleaning your ass on my bed. I didn't ask for that. Alrighty, I'm on the next chapter, all ready to go.
All right.
And so then McGonagall.
Like I said, if you want to change the words, it's fine. If you want to make it flow better, I'm not gonna. It's not that big of a deal.
McGonagall threatened to suspend us. Well, actually, that was just me. So Hermione had to tell her that we would go home this weekend and tell our parents.
Ron scowled at Hermione.
I told you no one would blame you. It's always the boy who's the bad one, as if the girl is completely incapable of dragging the boy into the basement while everyone is having tea upstairs.
She glared at him.
Hermione, said Harry, that's a little weird.
Oh, hush up, Harry, she said, hitting Ron. There are people everywhere at the Burrow. Where else would we...
Please don't finish that sentence, said Harry, looking revolted.
The shed where we keep the brooms? Asked Ron. Harry feigned throwing up all over the dormitory.
Well, Grimmauld Place was a lot easier because there were a lot of rooms, said Hermione.
I really don't want to know anything else, Harry shouted.
What about when Mom and Dad went to visit Fred and George and left us alone at the Burrow? Asked Ron. That was kind of a stupid thing to do, wasn't it?
We weren't alone, said Hermione. Ginny was upstairs taking a nap.
The study. Hold on. There was that time we went into the attic at Grimmauld Place.
The study at Grimmauld Place, said Hermione.
There was that time you hexed Jenny to sleep and came into my room, said Ron.
Seriously, stop now.
Sorry, they both said at the same time.
Are you two finished? Because I have to tell you about something, he said. Ron was muttering to himself under his breath, as if he was trying to remember a number of dates and places.
Yes, asked Hermione.
Today I had to go into the potions closets. They both gasped loudly, looking scandalized, to get some tortoiseshell that I found an odd letter on Snape's desk.
Hermione looked interested.
What did it say?
Well, he trailed off. He never told Ron and Hermione what he saw in Pensieve in his 5th year. My brain defaulted the reason why I stopped. I'm like, I know what my brain's gonna say. They wouldn't understand the nickname his father had given Professor Snape. It was a crossword that Snape cut out of a newspaper, and he had finished it, but on the bottom there was a weird note written in pencil.
And what? Asked Ron.
Pencil, Ron. It's a pen you write with, only you can erase it, Hermione explained.
He frowned. Oh.
What did it say?
Harry frowned, wondering if they would believe him if he told them.
It said, "Dearest Snivellus," that doesn't bother you, does it, Professor? Love, Lioness.
Ron looked pained, as if he didn't know whether to laugh or ask Harry if this was an idea of a joke.
Snivellus? Asked Hermione.
Snape, Harry explained. It's what my father and Sirius used to call them when they were in school together.
You're not serious, said Ron finally.
Yeah, said Harry.
But Snape is, Hermione started.
Yeah, I know, said Harry. I couldn't believe it either.
So, that's all it said? Was just love a lioness? Asked Hermione, looking doubtful.
Do you think it was that new professor? Asked Ron. Madame Galadriel?
Somehow I don't think Madame Galadriel is the kind of person who writes love notes to Snape, said Harry. I don't think she's really his type.
I don't think he's really her type, actually, said Ron. Snape can't really afford to have a type, can he?
Don't be silly, Ronald, said Hermione. There's someone out there for everybody. She shot him a nasty look. I wasn't as fortunate as some people.
Ron glared.
She said lioness, right?
Yeah, said Harry.
Well, never mind, she said. Ron narrowed his eyes as he looked at her. What?
He demanded.
Nothing, said Hermione, straightening her skirt. I mean, you don't think that McGonagall is the Gryffindor head of house and the mascot is a lion.
Ew! Screeched Ron. Harry shivered.
No way! She's like 40 years older than him.
I thought she was married, said Ron. Didn't they say something about that at the sorting?
Well, Ron, you of all people should know that it's not impossible to have a love affair, said Hermione grumpily.
He wrinkled his nose in disgust.
I have a good feeling that it wasn't a professor, said Harry.
Why? Asked Hermione. Professor Dumbledore's called people Professor Spout or Professor Splitwit.
Yeah, he said, but McGonagall is always calling Snape Severus or
Trelawney
Sybil.
Okay, well, then that means it could either be one, said Hermione sourly. She sat silently for a moment, staring into nowhere. So there's a possibility that it's a Gryffindor then.
Why on earth would Snape have an affair with a Gryffindor? He hates all of us.
That's true, said Harry.
Well, she trailed off, who do we know who could have lioness as a nickname?
Sorry, I just read ahead.
So did I.
Hermione, that's like asking who farted on a crowded diapers. It could be anyone. I'm so sorry. I'm crying. Gotta love the potty humor.
That is such a 17-year-old response.
Right.
Oh yeah. Lord, that is beautiful. Oh, a line of the day. Line of the day right there. Harry suppressed a laugh. Hermione glared at him for the oh Jesus, whatever number time that day.
Yeah, we won't say that number. A very, very large number. Largest number you can think of and times it by like 10. Suddenly Harry remembered something.
Didn't Luna have a hat that was shaped like a lion's head?
Hermione and Ron looked at him for a moment like he was crazy, but slowly they both started to wonder.
Luna has always been a little odd, Hermione, said Ron. Hermione nodded a little.
But surely Luna would have more sense than to... She couldn't possibly... But even Hermione knew that there was a very good possibility Luna might. She was by far the oddest person they knew.
Harry, said Ron, do you think you're able to recognize the handwriting if you saw it again?
Harry nodded.
Hermione, you go ask Luna to write down her address or something, then bring it back here to show Harry.
Why do I need to know her address?
I don't know, Ron snapped. Can you think of anything better?
Oh, said Hermione, jumping off the bed. She disappeared down the staircase.
I wish she would warn us when she's about to do that, said Ron.
Okay, I'm sorry. I'm gonna pause for a second. Did we ever say that they were in the common, like they were in their dorm? I don't think so. My bad. That bothers me. That bothers me when I'm when all of a sudden they're like, okay, and then they're here. I'm like, but you never established that. Okay, sorry. It's like, ugh. Okay.
I know. Sorry. That drives me crazy too. It's just like, and suddenly we're here. What?
She jumped out of the bed. It's like, you never established that they were in their room. Like, I didn't. All you had to say is like they were back in the common room or they were back in the dormitory. Anyway, sorry, that bugs me.
So it bugs me too. That's the reason why when I'm doing scripts, I have to put like, cut to da da da. Yeah.
It's like all you need is like one sentence. It's like, even after that first one, be like, tell our parents this weekend as Harry sat down on the bed, like in their dorm. That's all I had to say. Sorry. It really does. It bugs me so much. Okay, sorry. I lost my place. Okay.
It was past, okay. I wish she would warn us.
I wish she would warn us. Okay. Hermione ran down the stairs and out of the common room. She sprinted down the hallway towards the Great Hall. Looking for Luna, she ran past several various rooms. Finally, spotting her in the library, she turned sharply and walked inside.
Don't you even think about it, stupid. I know what you're thinking.
That's not the dialogue, but it almost sounds like it could be.
I see this white-nosed cretin, and I'm like, I know immediately what you're gonna do. You are trying to climb across my desk. It is not gonna happen, sir. Stay on the windowsill like a normal cat. Oh, this is the first time I've ever had a cat in beta. Let's read. Let's see. Luna, she said, sitting down across from her. You never gave me the address to that shop in Diagon Alley.
Oh, yes, said Luna. She put down her book, called Minds in Occlumency, and fished around in her bag for something to write with.
Hermione appeared in the dormitory a few minutes later looking smug.
Well, said Ron, did you get it?
Hermione shrugged. Oh, I don't think we're gonna need it, she said, smiling in her know-it-all way.
What do you mean we're not gonna need it? Asked Ron, scowling at her. I thought you had an idea.
I did, but we're not going to need it, she said, still smiling.
She pulled out a piece of parchment and shoved it under Harry's nose.
Well, asked Ron.
See, she said, pointing at it. Harry was staring at it, looking both dazed and revolted.
What? Ron said again, looking annoyed.
It's written in pencil, said Harry, staring at it. Ron jumped off his bed and looked over Harry's shoulder.
Ew, said Ron. That's unpleasant and wrong in so many horrible ways. They all stared at the parchment. Hermione was all satisfied with discovering the truth about Luna, but it was starting to fade when she started to register what this meant.
Well, maybe she isn't dating him, she said hopefully. Maybe she just has a crush on him or something?
How would she know Snivelus, though? Said Harry. I mean, that's not really the thing you go around telling people.
Well, maybe it accidentally slipped or something, said Ron.
Ron, your mother calls you Ickle Ronnykins. Is that really the thing you would accidentally let slip in a casual conversation? Asked Hermione.
Ron looked angry that Hermione would dare bring up that in front of Harry.
Ginny suddenly appeared at the door looking pale and out of breath. She had clearly been running for some time.
Ron! She screamed, taking big breaths of air. Ron! Mom's coming to the school. She knows.
Alright. Dusseldorf, do I need to let you out of my room? Is that what your manager malfunction is? Alright, hang on.
Okay.
Alright. I get the point. You know what? You want out. That's good. That's brilliant. So let me fix that. Here, go cause chaos elsewhere. Thank you. Cats and kids are basically the same thing.
Yeah, I don't believe in destiny. I just do what's best for me. Don't listen to my enemies, they're just full of jealousy. Yeah, this legacy, you gon' see what's left of me. You gon' see success in me. You ain't seen the rest of me. I just wanna be the best at what I know. Better than the rest, just watch me grow. Put me to the test and watch me go. This is my quest, I'ma make it known. They call me obsessive, oh I know. Call me selective with my notes. Call me aggressive with my flow. Call me offensive even though Joe, I ain't gonna lie, life's tough. Try to get by, life's rough. Try to do it right, it's not enough. Even though you try, you still mess up. But I'm still gonna fight for what I love. Still gonna die for what I love. Still gonna try, I won't give up. Still gonna fight until I've